How's it going, guys? Welcome to part 4 of my complete Blu-ray collection videos. We're going to start off here with Sunshine. Great kind of sci-fi film from Danny Boyle, as you can see there, director of Trainspotting, 28 Days Later. One of my favourite sci-fi films, certainly of the last kind of decade, I think. Really great looking Blu-ray as well. But I mean, this film kind of does split people. It does kind of go off on one, if you like, in the kind of third act. Certainly the ending has divided a lot of people, and for me that's what I like about it. You know, I like that it offers that something a little bit different. You know, it does go a little bit doolally, a little bit bonkers towards the end, but you know, for me that's kind of what takes it out of the kind of normal sci-fi realms, if you like. You know, a bunch of kind of scientists there aiming to kind of reignite the sun, which is dying, so that's good. Superbad. Great comedy from the guys who brought you the 40-year-old version of Knocked Up, as it says on there. You know, I kind of like my late kind of 2000s comedy. You know, things like Superbad. I like, you know, I'm a fan of the 40-year-old version of Knocked Up, and you know, it's good for a laugh. That Terminator 2, the Skynet edition, bags of special features on there. Yeah, not the greatest transfer. I think these Terminator films, I don't know if they're going to be cursed with like kind of weird transfers forever. You know, I don't know if they're ever going to look great. Incidentally, the first Terminator's out, I think, towards the end of the year with a new transfer, I think. Texas Chainsaw Massacre always makes me laugh. This is the seriously Ultimate Edition. So obviously there's been Ultimate Editions previous to this that probably weren't as serious. Bags of special features on there, you know, like a whole list of special features, but you know, it's one of the cornerstones of horror. Great film. Paul Thomas Anderson's there, Will Be Blood. Great film. I'm a big Daniel Day-Lewis fan. He's probably one of my favourite actors. Great actor. Great film as well. Got a very strange tone again towards the end, which a lot of people haven't been happy with, but it's a great film. Terrence Malick's The Thin Red Line. Great war film. Kind of came out, I think, around the same time as Saving Private Ryan, and maybe this is the one that, you know, didn't get all the kind of credit at the time, but you know, it's a great film to watch. It's like a lot of Malick's work, you know. It's like a mood piece, you know. You kind of just have to get soaked up in it, and you know, the cast is astonishing, and you know, there's kind of famously actors whose kind of parts got cut out altogether, you know. But you know, I think George Clooney gets relegated to like, you'd barely call it a cameo in this, but great film, you know. Sean Penn, Nick Nolte, Woody Harrelson, you know, George Clooney. Masterpiece, great film. Speaking of which, this is Carpenter's The Thing from '82, the original The Thing. Again, you know, like the cornerstone. It's probably one of the best sci-fi horror, if not the best sci-fi horror films ever made. Great film, that. You know, the kind of the remake slash prequel come under a bit of stick. I'll talk about that in a future video, because I do own it, but it's a steelbook, so I'll talk about it. But Michael Jackson's This Is It, which is the kind of footage of him rehearsing, if you like, for his last concert. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, you know. I don't mind me, the guy's bonkers. There's no doubt about it, but I like his music, and it's just an interesting thing to watch. You know, the kind of behind the scenes, what goes into that kind of thing. You know, Time Traveler's Wife, Eric Bana and Rachel McAdams. Triangle, great kind of spooky psychological horror film, with maybe a great twist at the end. I'm still not sure if it all makes sense. I've seen it a couple of times. I'm not quite sure. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. You know, it's well worth seeing. This is Tron Legacy, which I was a fan of. You know, I've never been a giant, enormous Tron fan. You know, I never held the original in that kind of high esteem. I didn't mind it when I was a kid, and I own the DVD, and like watching it before this came out, kind of revisiting it, you know, I just didn't find it as great as I remembered when I was younger. It's no doubt got that cult appeal, but this was good. You know, I enjoyed this. Wasn't everyone's cup of tea, I know, but Tropic Thunder. This is the director's cut from the US with piles of special features on there. Great film. I'm a big Robert Downey Jr. fan, and he's crazy in that. Troy, the director's cut. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I definitely prefer the director's cut with the, you know, a bit of added violence in there. I think it needs it. You know, it was a little bit too kind of poster boy, and you know, like I think it needed like that gruesome kind of element to it. One of my favourite films of all time. This is The Truman Show. Jim Carrey in Peter Weir's masterpiece if you ask me. I love this film. Love this film. This is like, you know, this is a kind of top 5 personal favourites. You know, maybe not the greatest films ever made, but personal favourites of mine. That's the Truman Show. Awesome film. We've got Ultimate NFL. It's just basically like a almost documentary about American football, showing you some of the footage in slow motion. I'm a big NFL fan, so love anything to do with that. Next up, we've got the Underworld. Well, the kind of first 3 movies, if you like, now what was originally the Underworld trilogy. These are my my guilty pleasures. The Underworld films. You know, that they aren't great films by any stretch. You know. But you know, these are kind of like daft entertainment. You know, it's just, you know, like Beckinsale running around in PVC, shooting vampires. You know, it's just, you need that release sometimes. That's probably a bad choice of words. Unforgiven. You know, probably one of the greatest westerns ever made. You know, if you ask me, the kind of more time goes on, and the more it kind of matures, if you like. So you know, he was kind of credited as bringing the western home again. You know, Eastwood, and you know, watching it now, God, it's really good. You know, like there's just not a duff note in this. You know, I love Richard Harris. Oh, Richard Harris in this is class. That's a great film. I know there's I think there's a digibook of this out now. I'll have to pick that up. I'll have to get rid of that and grab the digibook. Wanted. This is the Real Heroes edition. It's all right. Yeah. It goes batshit crazy towards the end again, but it's all right. Watchman. This is the US 3D lenticular cover, director's cut. Big fan of the book, and you know, I kind of almost grew up. I've read the book, you know, a dozen times, and watching this, they do a really good job. It's one of the best kind of comic adaptations I've ever seen. Really upset with myself that I never picked up the is it the Ultimate cut? It's like a box set. Because that's going for big money now. It's really expensive, and I really should have got that initially. That's like, you know, that's right up there on my wish list. Where Eagles Dare, Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood. Just a great film, great war film. Big fan of these late 60s. This was 1968, late 60s war film. I mean, Eastwood in this. Eastwood must shoot about 1,000 Nazis in this towards the end, but you know, it's one of my favourites. Where the Wild Things Are. I still don't know if I like this. I was a big fan of the book growing up. Yeah, kind of like had the soft toys and stuff when I was a kid, and it's got a really strange tone. Really strange tone. This film. It's people say, you know, it's a kind of kids film that's maybe not necessarily for kids, or that doesn't look down to kids, but it deals with some weird themes. This strange film. Definitely need to revisit it soon and reappraise it. Wild Bunch, you know, again, one of the greatest westerns ever made. Peckinpah's masterpiece. This and Cross of Iron for me are kind of vying for the top spot in the Peckinpah pecking order, if you like. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I'm hoping that the next one that they're going to do is going to be in a bit of an improvement on that. Yes Man. Big Jim Carrey fan, and this was a kind of return to form I felt for him. Enjoyed that. Zack and Miri Make a Porno. Yeah, one of the kind of Seth Rogen comedies that I'm a big fan of. Zodiac. Big David Fincher fan about the Zodiac killer. Great work again from Downey Jr. One of my faves. Zombieland with Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson and the lovely Emma Stone. Great film. It's hilarious. Love it. And finally, on this shelf, Michael Caine and God, who is it? Stanley Baker, Jack Hawkins. You know, Zulu classic. Love this film. Great war film. One of my favourite war films ever made. You know, he gets credited there, Michael Caine, on the cover, and there's a little bit on the back of here, and certainly in the credits it says the film introducing Michael Caine. I don't know when was this out. This kind of been his first film. I don't know. 1964. Was he in anything before that? I don't know. Let me know. I'm not sure. It just seems strange. You know, now he's kind of getting top billing, but you know, this film apparently introduces him. But great film, great film, Zulu. And that is the last one on that shelf, guys. It's a shorter shelf. There's still some room there to put stuff, but that's the last kind of normal, if you like, Blu-ray shelf before we move on to digibooks and steelbooks and box sets and stuff. So Keeps it nice and short and sweet at 10 minutes. And I'll see you all in a future video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.